Good day everyone, I'm Kenneth B. Cedillo from BPED 2D. Now I'm going to discuss to you my answer in Activity 1. So first question we have, what are the major components of an open loop system? How does this type of control system differ from the closed loop system? Describe how each of the components of the open loop system might function for a person who is tossing an empty soft drinks can into a recycling bin. So we have two components, the executive and effector. The executive makes decision about the desired states or corrective action needed. And we have effectors, carries out the direction given by the executive. Feedback, provide information about the actual states of the system. So we have the main difference between an open loop system and closed loop system is that the closed loop system has the ability to self-correct while the open loop system does not. Consequently, closed loop systems are often called feedback control and system, while open loop systems are also known as non-feedback control. So for example, in control system, we have the ability to control anything, like for example the empty can soft drinks. We can throw it anywhere by using our hand, and if we already throw it, there is no feedback that we can get it because it is open loop system. Now let's move into question number 2. How do we know that the motor program exists? Discuss 2 of the 3 types of research evidence that suggest support for the motor program motion. How does each illustrate that individual plan their movement in advance? So, the evidence for the concept of motor program is processing of apparent information. Feedback is too slow for ongoing regulation of rapid movement. And then reaction time, time between go signal and movement initiation. And increases with movement complexity, suggesting that movements are planned in advance. So we have cognitive phase. The cognitive phase is characterized as having large gain in performance and inconsistent performance. During this stage, instruction, guidance, slow motion drills, video analysis, augmented feedback, and other coaching techniques are highly effective. So we have associative phase. The associative phase is characterized as much less verbal information, smaller gain in performance, conscious performance, adjustment making, awkward and disjointed movement, and taking a long time to complete. So we have in cognitive, we have a leader or a coach that we can follow it that may also guide us into our individual movement in advance. And in associative, there is goal or a plan or a process. Let's move into question number 3. How do women produce novel movement? Are such movements really new? Provide an example of a novel movement that might be produced by shuffleboard player, professional golfer, an airplane pilot, or a basketball player with wheelchair. So I think it's depend in your everyday life on what you are doing, because sometimes our movement is unthinkable. We don't know what we are doing if good or not. So for example, in wheelchair basketball player, yes, there is movement that is new, which is she cannot walk because he get injured while she playing like that. So there is new movement for her. And when we say novel movement are movements that are slightly different from those we habitually use day to day. Often when we experience pain with a specific movement, our brains create a lasting association between the pain experience and movement of that limb or area of the body. Now let's move into question number 4, the last question. What is generalized motor program? Indicate how this concept allow us to explain the way performers adjust their movement to meet different set of environmental demands. Using the example you selected in the previous question, explain how the generalized motor program might function to produce the performance novel movement. So the generalized motor programs invariant features, the idea of a generalized motor program is that a motor program for a particular class of action is stored in memory and that a unique pattern of activity will resort whenever the program is executed. So for example, the wheelchair basketball player, as I said earlier, there is movement that is new to him or her because she is born to walk and accidentally he get injured. So there is new to her movement, like she cannot walk. She cannot play without wheelchair. So the ADA is a major civil rights law that prohibits discrimination of a people with disabilities in many aspects of public life. The disability right movement continues to work hard for equal rights. Organization by and for people with disabilities have existed since the 1800s. So that's all for today. Thank you.